High on the misty cliffs of Old England stood Wren Estate, a grand manor where every stone carried a rule and every hallway echoed with tradition. At its heart hung the most feared symbol of all, the ancestral portrait of Alaric Wren, the family's founding patriarch. His painted eyes followed every movement, and legend whispered that anyone who betrayed the Wren legacy would awaken a terrible curse. Lady Eleanor Wren, the only daughter of the estate, had been raised to obey. Her dresses were stitched in silk and lace, her posture perfected, her future already decided. One day she would marry a nobleman chosen by her father, Lord Richard Wren, and secure the family name. But fate had other plans. Thomas Gray arrived at the estate as a humble restorer, hired to preserve the fading portraits of Wren ancestors. He wore simple linen clothes, his hands stained with paint, his eyes full of quiet wonder. Where others saw the manor as imposing, Thomas saw beauty beneath the cracks. Eleanor first noticed him in the gallery, standing before the ancestral portrait. "You shouldn't stare too long," she warned softly. "They say he listens." Thomas smiled. Then perhaps he should hear the truth. From that moment, something dangerous bloomed. They met in secret, by the rose garden at dusk, in the unused west wing, beneath moonlit windows where Eleanor finally laughed freely. With Thomas, she was not an heir or a duty, she was simply Eleanor. But the manor noticed. Candles flickered without wind, floors creaked where no one walked, and the ancestral portrait began to darken, its painted eyes seeming sharper, angrier, as if awakened by Eleanor's betrayal. Whispers spread through the estate. A servant saw Eleanor slip away at night. A letter meant for Thomas was intercepted, and soon the truth reached the one man Eleanor feared most. Lord Richard confronted her beneath the ancestral portrait. "A Wren does not give her heart to a commoner," he thundered. "Our bloodline has survived wars, scandals, and ruin. I will not let foolish love destroy it." As thunder rolled outside, the portrait seemed to loom closer, shadows crawling across the walls. The curse had awakened. That night, the manor shook. A storm raged. The ancestral portrait cracked down the middle, and the legend revealed its truth. Alaric Wren himself had once banished the woman he loved to protect his name, and the curse was not punishment for love, but for denying it. Realizing this, Eleanor made her choice. She stood before her father and the watching ancestors, and spoke with a voice that did not tremble. "I will not repeat your mistake. If loving Thomas ends the Wren legacy, then it deserves to end." Silence followed. Then, light. The storm ceased, the shadows lifted, the ancestral portrait softened, the crack sealing itself, not with anger, but peace. Lord Richard, faced with the truth of his own inheritance of fear, lowered his head. For the first time, tradition loosened its grip. Eleanor and Thomas left the estate together, not as fugitives, but as the beginning of a new legacy, one built not on fear, but on love. And in the great hall of Wren Estate, the ancestral portrait watched them go, no longer cursing, but finally at rest.